Well. It seems as if Veah decided to respond to Sunny. Now, if you haven't seen the previous video, I recommend you watch it so you can get a whole big picture of what exactly has been going on. But Sunny came out to call out Veah for being a liar. And now she's here responding to him, and as you can see in front of your eyes, she starts off by saying, Sunny came out with some screenshots that were very much expected. I was warned if I didn't bring him to America, he would do everything to try and destroy my image. That is crazy work. Somebody that proposed to you, somebody that was willing to dedicate, to throw away his family for you, you wouldn't think someone like that would actually try and ruin you just because they can't bring you to America. That tells me all I need to know about whether or not Sunny ever really truly did love her, because someone that loved you never wishes any evil on you. Bear that in mind. Now, she continues by saying, but let's talk about them first off. My plane ticket was bought by him, yes. Also paid back to him by the show. Okay, so the money that they got from the show, she used that to pay him back. Okay, fair enough, kudos. Now with that being said, she continues by saying that I didn't know struggling financially or even just working at your dad's shop was ruining his image. But okay, there is nothing wrong with being young and struggling a bit. Most of us have had to go through it. And to be fair, she's got a very fair point. A lot of us have been through it. I mean, I know I've been through it many times. Yeah, definitely not a good experience. But hey, some of us know how to own it and allow that experience to make us stronger. Son, on the other hand, I guess he was in his feelings. Now, with that being said, Veah also responds and says, also, I did work full-time, obviously. How else would would I have paid my bills? But no, I do not work. I do not have to work now. I am focused on my health. And with my David's income, but David's now her new husband that we spoke about yesterday, I think it was, or maybe the day before. But either way, we continue. David's income and our rentals, we can afford to do so. And we still live comfortably. Not sure why that is even brought up. Also, I have also worked very hard throughout life, like most of us have, and saved every penny I could. So I was never broke. It's called saving something. Sunny always asked me to teach him. Interesting. So is she basically saying that Sunny was never good with money? So he had hoped that maybe Veah would teach him in the future to know how to, handle his finances. I mean, listen, if he's not good with money and he needed her to help him, fair enough, it is what it is. But she's definitely making it known. Now, with that being said, she finalizes here by saying, the thing is, I never said anything bad about Sunny on the internet. I kept all our struggles very low key, and not just because I was in a contract, but because I never went to social media to talk about any of my exes. I'm a grown woman. Social media is not the first thing that comes to mind. And when I go through a breakup, in fact, I didn't even have social media till the show, but the relationship has no longer serving me. And for someone to change, they have to realize they was the problem in the first place. I mean, to be fair, when it comes to their relationship, both of them were the problem, but I would say that Sunny was probably more of a problem than she was. But then again, that can be subjective because it depends on what perspective that you want to look at it. The perspective that I would look at it is the fact that Sunny, was in a position where he started all of a sudden break rules just so he can be with Veah, which I found very interesting. Him saying, it was lines like when he said, well, I had sex with her before marriage because I know that I can go back to Allah and pray and have forgiveness and just rechange it. What? You see what I'm saying? Things like that didn't make sense. I was like, yeah, this guy is just on a complete ruckus. All right. But then also on top of that, even in other conversations with Veah made it abundantly clear multiple times that she's never going to convert. He said, listen, I know she won't convert now, but with time, obviously, when I teach her, she will convert later on. It's like the guy wasn't listening to what she was saying at any point. The woman said that she was never ever going to convert, but he had in his head that he was going to be able to persuade her at some point. Very, very concerning mentality to have, to be honest with you, and very worrying. Well, concerning, worrying, same thing, you know what I mean? But let's just go back to one more to the thing at the beginning before we finish off here. I'm very curious about what she said at the beginning. She said, I was warned if I didn't bring him to America, he would do everything to try and destroy my image. Now I'm very curious, when did this actually come into place? Is this a conversation that came into place after she left South Africa? Did it happen before South Africa, or did it happen during South Africa? I mean, I would like to imagine that this is maybe something that happened after South Africa, because obviously we knew that that when she arrived back from to the US from SA, they were originally not together anymore, which is when she ended up going on a date with her now husband. And they only went on one date and it didn't work out, blah, 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 blah. And then her and Sonny got back together. So I'm curious, in that conversation of them getting back together, I do wonder if that is when that conversation obviously became a thing regarding him trying to, you know, force her to bring him to America. Well, I will say this, Sonny did say after all of his screenshots that there is more tea to come for himself. So, given that he is going to continue on this little journey of his of trying to destroy her, or whatever the hell he's trying to do to her, I am curious to see if he's actually going to do it now moving forward, and if he does, if he's going to address some of the things that she has said here, especially the statement regarding America, because that one's a very interesting, because there was no mention of him coming, or I don't remember them being any mention of him coming to the States or going to the States, shall I say. So we shall wait and see. And also on top of that, he has spoke about how she doesn't recognize her own issues. Like, he is always pointing that accountability isn't one of her strong suits. So I'm interested to find out, because of course in this one here, she does end up by saying that that relationship was no longer serving me, and for someone to change, they have to realize they were the problem in the first place. So I'm curious to see if he's going to respond to that statement as well, because that's going to be quite curious to find out, given the fact that they both were the problem, in my opinion. Now, with that being said, let me know your thoughts down below. Who do you think was worse, Sonny or Veah? And anything else. And like I said before, if you haven't seen the video before, I recommend you check it out. With that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.